Given that a week ago, AFET members adopted the draft resolution on the country, including Prime Minister Abazović and President Đukanović, who himself was in Brussels on the 11th of next month in a plenary of Solar. 3 days ago, on the 16th of May, EU foreign ministers held a debate on the question of moving forward the European Union accession process. The Foreign Affairs Committee is sending a mission to Montenegro next week on the 25th.
Dear Speaker, Mr. Vilcek and dear Madam Zovko, thank you very much for this opportunity. It's a great pleasure for me. I want to regard all the members of the Parliament, of course, and members of the delegation of Montenegro, which are with me here in Brussels, and also representatives of different kind of offices and institutions in Brussels. Yes, it's true, and to come to the point, we have a new government in Montenegro, and I think that in the beginning we can say something which is most important. We made the government with one clear message, with one clear challenge, and with one clear goal. That is to move faster in European integration. And the key goal of this government will be to deblocate the institution, to move forward, and to send positive signal not only to the EU but also to the region that we can have one successful story in the Western Balkan countries. And I think that this is in these historical moments not only for Montenegro but for all Europe, because after 24 of February, world is different. I think that more than ever, people in Montenegro understand that, people in the region understand that, and I hope that people in Europe understand that we need to be together and to give our best to finish our part of the job, and in another way that European institutions will recognize that and will just say that this is something what they want to see also in other countries. About priorities, because Madam Zorko asking for the priorities, and you in the morning asking about the priorities. Priorities, it's not only connected with our foreign policy, but for me it's very important to say one thing. Montenegro is the country which follows 100% EU foreign policy. And everything what is decided in EU is followed by Montenegro, and that will be same in the future. So this government is 100% pro-European. We go deeply in the section. We will go deeply. If you go deeply, you can calculate on us that we can go deeply. We don't have too much capacity to say that we are some, let's say, very strong country and we don't have negative impacts on that, but we are very clear in our principles. We want to share the values of Western part of the world. This is the decision of Montenegrin people and will of Montenegrin people, and we will do that. So everything that is connected with the foreign policy will be 100% compatible with EU foreign policy. Second key issue for us is the fighting against organized crime and corruption. And yes, we have success also with previous government, to be honest and to be open. But most of the success we have in last 20 days. And our success is that we finally deliver very clear result. We have the situation in Montenegro that in the final 20 days have maybe something which is bad news in concept of the country, but is good news for the justice. We have in jail Chief of Supreme Court of Montenegro and the President of Commercial Court. For the first time, we have the people who was for many years in half of judiciary system, for the decades. Now they are under investigation. They are, of course, they will have option to go to the court and to see what will be the end of the process. But for the moment, they are in jail. So we deliver also result in the rule of law. With the no new special prosecutor institution, I think that we will go deeply on that. What is problematic for Montenegro and what we will try to fix, and to fix as soon as possible, are three open questions. They are question of electing of the chief prosecutor, electing of members of Constitutional Court, and the Judiciary Council. Why is this problematic? Because we cannot elect these people with just simple majority. We need the bigger consensus in Montenegro. And we start immediately, new government start immediately political dialogue between all the political groups. Until now, only one party not joined the dialogue. So I really have right to be optimistic that almost every party in Montenegro, it doesn't mean they're supporting the government or they are not supporting the government, understand that these are the questions which we need to solve and finally to deblocate our EU way and to starting to close the chapters. Many of chapters which are open, 33, are very easy to close if we will have these things which are connected with the judiciary. So judiciary system for now blockaded all the process. If we deblocated that, and our ambition is to do that as soon as possible, I will say until 31 of July, because that is the last day of the spring session of the Parliament of Montenegro. But let's say in the next months, if we come to these three important decisions with a huge consensus, I think that we can go easily in technical aspect to starting to close the chapter. What we need and what we asking for you is to help us after that, if we finish our part of the job, to accelerate the integration process in merit-based and to just open the door for Montenegro. I think that will be very big boost, positive boost, not only for Montenegro, but for the region. Also, region need positive vibration. Also, region need to see that doors of the EU are not closed, but doors of the EU are open for the countries which deserve to be part of EU. We should not look in the Western Balkan like a black hole of Europe. If we look what's happened after aggression of Russia Federation in Ukraine, you should know that if we stay out of Europe, it is not impossible that in Western Balkans have new Ukraine for some years. I think that this is something what nobody in EU wants. And if EU needs some positive story, and I am more than sure that EU needs also some positive story, I think that Montenegro can be a country which can deserve and deliver that faster than another. Of course, we wish all the best to our neighbor countries. Government will have very friendly neighborhood policy. Mr. Bilčik mentioned also some initiatives and some problems which are actual in the region. From our side, from side of Montenegro, we will have very friendly politics to every single neighborhood country. It doesn't matter, is that Serbia, Kosovo, Albania, North Macedonia, Bosnia and Herzegovina. We want to have very good friendship and we support every initiative which can make better communication and build the trust in the region. We don't support any initiative which is substitution for EU enlargement or for EU integration. We are not supporting that. We are supporting every single initiative which Montenegro or another country can use like a tool to be better in EU integration and to go faster in this way. And we cannot go faster in always for somebody who is in that side of the border, we feeling that is the enemy. This is not true. We want to end that kind of politics. We want to see our friends, our neighbors, our partners in another side, and this will be politics of new government. I hope that this kind of politics will understand also in another side, because if we want to have good relation, it's not enough that only one side want good relation. But for now, I am pretty optimistic. I have the conversation with all prime ministers in the region, and I think that we are on right track. We are on right track because everybody understands that this is new architecture of the Europe, especially in concept of the security, and we need to keep together and together to deliver possible. Third things, and this is my final remarks, is dependent by economy. We are very interested to move focus from something what is nationalism and negative topics in the region and questions of what you mentioned, question of church, question of different things which we want to fix, to move to something which is really important for the people, and that is how we can move forward with economical topic and with development. So we want to create very open society, and we also need your help. In which way? In way to promote more Western investment in Montenegro. It's incredibly important to think about big infrastructure project, not only in the transport, but also in the energy. And Montenegro is very open and welcoming every single company from European Union, from US, or from another countries, but if everybody who wants to make the fair business, especially in these two things, to support us, door is open. This is crucial for us. Yes, we have the bad financial impact of some other countries in the past. I think that this government will finish with that, and this is the new opportunity for the European company to start to make the business and to look Montenegro not like a market of 600,000 people, because that is a small market, but like a hub for making a business, and like a hub for all region of Western Balkans or region of Europe. This is connected with energy sector. If somebody wants to go deeply in details, I am more than ready to do that, but this is something which is very important. And to go in this final things, this is asking about the sanction. I say that we follow that 100%. Now will be new asking how you will implement that, because of course it sometimes is problematic to implement some kind of sanction, but be sure that Montenegro follow everything what's happened all around, everything who going inside of the country, following the property of Russian tycoons also in Montenegro, following the people from Russian Federation who are coming in Montenegro, and be sure that everybody who is under the sanction will have the special treatment in the concept of monitoring. For now, we don't have too much problem there. We have the refugees from the Ukraine. They are more than welcome in our country. I don't see any kind of problem for now in Montenegro. There are more than 7,000 Ukrainian citizens are until now in Montenegro. Or just part of that refugees need the support of the state, and they have 100% support of the state. Another don't asking for that and feel very comfortable in Montenegro. So to finish, we come with some optimism. I feel that same energy in every single meeting what I have bilateral or with the group. Also I feeling that today, but we should all understand that Europe coming to the new stage. After the aggression in Ukraine, we all together coming to the new stage, and we need to make our decision faster and clever. And I think that at the end of the day, it will be very good to send a positive signal to all countries of Western Balkans, and to use the opportunity to promote also Montenegro for this moment like a leader. But if we finish something that is our part of the job, to see that we also can go into the next stage, and that will be good thing for everyone. I am thankful for this opportunity, more than open for any question, comment, criticism, everything. So hope see you next week in our country. I am more than sure that you will have also nice time there, but it's always a pleasure. I am reading and hope to understand all dilemmas about different kind of political leaders of Europe, explaining also these last days, and this is okay from the concept of theory, from the concept of practice. Maybe we need different approach, different models. This is something which is good to have more ideas, but situation in the end of the day, it's simple. All we have strong Europe with Western Balkan, or Europe cannot be strong and This is also a message for our neighbors, which maybe still have some dilemmas about sanction, about this, about that, on which side that they need to be. This situation is very clear. Or we have strong common Europe, or we have Europe filled with problems in the borders. This is the situation. About this, now that people starting to don't believe in enlargement process, yes, it's true. I think that after this crisis and invasion of Russia Federation to the Ukraine, also skeptic people in Montenegro, which was skeptic for the NATO 5 years before, and saying we don't need NATO because we feel very safe, why we need to go in some organization for security, nobody will attack us, this changed their mind. I think that many Eurosceptics in Europe starting to change their mind. But it's much better to think about that before we have the crisis than after we have the crisis. About what Charles Michel say, I have a meeting with the president, very good meeting, trying to explain our position. I think that also he understands our position. Yes, it's not easy now. There are 10 countries which want or have the wish to join EU, but we need to have some criteria. We need to have some merit-based things. Every single business in the world is like that. So one is to have the wish, one is to have the clear rules, and one is when you finish the clear rules, you need to be inside. And also, this is not the closing door for anybody, but we need to have some kind of, let's say, criteria. This is my opinion about that. About Open Balkan. Open Balkan, big discussion also in Montenegro. From my point of view, simple thing which in Balkan countries always want to dramatize every single question. They want dramatization of every single question. The problem is not the name of initiatives. The problem is not who start the initiatives, who give the ideas. That is not the problem. Only thing that is important from my point of view for EU and for the region is to build the trust. Every single initiative which can build the trust is from my point of view positive. We cannot build the trust if we not communicate with each other. Very easy. We can build the trust if we communicate with each other, sharing opinions, have some different kind of approach, everything, and find some common ideas. And from my point of view, EU for many years, waiting that country in Western Balkans will sit together and send some positive message that we can agree about something. Doesn't matter it's that something very big or something very small. Initiatives is for 6 states. I also speak with my colleagues from Kosovo, also speak with my colleagues from Albania, from North Macedonia, from Serbia. Is for 6 states. Not for 4, not for 3, not for 5.5. It's for 6 states. Every country which sit on the table represent only 7. Very easy. If you're sitting on the table, you represent only 7. I think that we need to consider that initiative, not run in that initiative, like Montenegro. We will not run, but we are very, very ready to start and to talk with another governments about that. Why not? I think that is good thing. And in the end of the day, to see if is that something which can help us in EU way, for us is acceptable. If it's something what it's, let's say, something else which can stop us or blockade us in this way, we are not interested. From my point of view, all regional initiatives are compatible and all are product of needs that we need to have to build trust between each other. This is the political message of every single initiative. About now it's make the candidacy for the Council of Europe. We are for. We are for. Why? Very easy. It's same with Sweden and Finland. We, like Montenegro, have the wish to join EU. Our people have the wish to join EU. Our people have the wish to join, and we joined in 2017 NATO. And we appreciate everybody who respect our will. If some another country have the will to join some international organization, from our side, they need the respect, nothing else. We recognize Kosovo like an independent state. They have now an initiative. For us it's okay. Finland and Sweden have the request for NATO. From Montenegrin side, our message is, you are more than welcome. If that is the will of your parliament, of your people, you are more than welcome. If you decide something else, we will respect also that. Very fair with any kind of drama. If that can make some problems with Serbia, yes, but Serbia know our position. Our position is very fair and very clear. For Serbia have everything in the way that we want to support Serbia and to have a good relation with Serbia. But we have our foreign policy. We don't want problem in the region. We want to solve problem in the region. And we decided to do that in 2009, and from my point of view, decide very well, and we now don't have the problem with our neighbors. This is our politics. About stability, Ms. asked about stability and this block of initiatives which can be in our parliament. Yes, it's true, but my optimism is because I try to make a lot of informal discussion and dialogue with the different political leaders. And finally, I feel that everybody understands that this question are something which is up to the party interest. So everybody understands that we need to move finally to send some positive signal and to move forward in European integration. And I explain it like that, and I say, this is something which is really national interest. You can fight with the government. This is okay. You can criticize the government for many things, and this is totally democratic and okay for me. But let's show that something what is national interest of Montenegro we can have to understand. And I expecting to in the end of the way to have the success. You say it's not easy way. Definitely it's not easy way. All this creation was not easy way. But you can come to the goal if you really believe and if you working fair. So many people were skeptic about that we will have new government, and we have new government. Many people were skeptic before that we will have expert government, we had an expert government. So now I think that many people are still skeptic that we can come to this consensus. I think that we can come to this consensus. But people need to believe. If people not believe, they will not go to the EU. They will not have the success. Not economical, not nothing. Because you need to believe in what are you doing. This is. About how stable is the government, this is the $1 million question. From my point of view, we have now I'm just saying what is the truth. I cannot say what is prediction. We have now support of 46 members of parliament. And we never have in Montenegro such a support. Never. Somebody can call minority government, somebody call European government, somebody can call, I don't know which kind of government, but 46 members of parliament vote for that government. It's only 3 votes less to qualified majority, which is important for discussion of EU. We miss only 3 for the moment. Until now was 41, 42, 43. We now have a little bit more. I'm not saying it's perfect, I'm not saying it's 70%, but we are now close. It doesn't matter it's the minority government. We have the majority government which failed because, why? Because of a lack of communication with parliamentarian majority. And our big issue, our big challenge is to have the good relation with Parliament, with all clubs in the Parliament, with all members of the Parliament, and to make possible that they understand what government do and to support the decision of the government if they are in the interest of the citizen of Montenegro. This will be the issue. About foreign influence, yes, this is traditional thing, a traditional point in Montenegro. It's not only Russian influence there, it's also Chinese influence there, economical. How we can combine with that, with this what we're doing today? This is how I think that we can combine. What I can do like a Prime Minister is to come, speak very openly with you about everything, and expecting that you will understand that if we staying out of EU, the possibility of different kind of negative influence will be huge. Maybe I cannot convince you, but this is my activities. Not here in European Parliament, everywhere. We will start very big diplomatic offensive. We will try to talk with every single partner in Europe and to explain why it's important in context of security, in context of progress, economical progress, to have Montenegro close to EU, and if in some, let's say, period of time, if we made it like a EU country. This is the way how we can combine negative influence. About regional situation with Serbia and Bosnia and Herzegovina, we have good relation with Bosnia and Herzegovina. We have a little bit problematic relation with Serbia, which we'll try to solve as soon as possible. We cannot deal with internal problem of Bosnia and Herzegovina, supporting territorial integrity of Bosnia and Herzegovina. Hope they will find some internal solution to make the political process much effective. I'm not sure about that, but we will promote a good relation with every single country, including Bosnia and Herzegovina and Serbia. With Croatia, yes, that is our neighbor, which is in EU. From Croatia, we expecting a lot. Our expectation from Croatia, new government have expectation, very big expectation from Croatia, and I think that Croatia will advocate the situation in Montenegro and support Montenegro a lot. The first Prime Minister who invite new Prime Minister of Montenegro and visit is the Prime Minister of Croatia, and I'm very happy with that. I hope that soon we will have the chance to meet in Zagreb, of course, and in Podgorica they are more than welcome. We now have Croatian minority in the government. We have the minister from Croatia minority, and I think that really believe that Croatia will support much more than before Montenegro. Also, until now, they support Montenegro, and I'm very thankful, but I have the feeling that now have a little bit more sympathy to this government, and they will advocate very good our interest also inside of EU. And we are happy because we are in border with EU, and hope that border will be now in another side when Montenegro will become the 28 members.